Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football channel. And today we are back for today's Europa League first knockout round draw. So, obviously, this is the first one that Manchester United are in. Obviously, we came second in our Europa League group in the end, meaning we now have to face one of the 8 teams that got knocked out of the Champions League. Not ideal, but we will have to deal with it, I suppose. So, obviously, there's 8 games. The 8 teams that we could face, if I quickly have a look. So, the 16 teams here are Ajax, Roma, Barcelona, Bayer Leverkusen, Midtjylland, Juventus, obviously us, Monaco, Nantes, PSV, RB Salzburg, Sevilla, Shakhtar Donetsk, Sporting Lisbon, Stade Rennes, and Union Berlin. The teams that we can play are those, obviously, only the ones that drop down from the Champions League, who's been Ajax, Barcelona, Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus, RB Salzburg, Sevilla, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Sporting Lisbon. Not ideal. Obviously, there's no particular easy games there. If we are looking at the teams which we'd rather play, we're looking at RB Salzburg, we're looking at probably Shakhtar Donetsk and Sporting Lisbon. We kind of want to stay away from the Barcelonas. Juventus actually is a bit of an unknown. Obviously, if we were playing now, I would actually say give us Juventus, because I don't think they're great. But with these games coming in, is it March? These games get played. Juventus could be a whole different side then. They have a good group of players, and it's Allegri kind of fucking them over right now. Come March, that could have all changed. So we kind of want to stay away from Juventus. Ajax could be quite interesting. Obviously, Erik ten Hag and a lot of these players playing against their former club. I don't want Barca, NG. Personally, I would like us to stay away from Barcelona. I think Barcelona are pretty good, generally. But I don't think Barcelona are that bad at all. But look, if you are in, before we get underway, obviously let me know in the live chat who are you supporting in the Europa League and who you want your team to pull. Obviously, like I said, as you can tell, I'm Man United. NG's also Man United. He wants Barca. I'm saying give us RB Salzburg. Because obviously I understand that the idea is you have to play all the good teams at some point. If the idea is you're going to win it, you have to play the good sides. But a nice break, a nice easier game while we're also pushing in the Premier League, obviously after we got dicked by Aston Villa, would be nice. A nice easier game. I don't blame you. Especially given like the sort of times you're having to wake up for it. It's a bit ridiculous. I mean, I'm just happy I was busy, so I couldn't watch it. I was working, so I couldn't watch it. What a moment for me. I cannot imagine sitting through that game. I really, really couldn't. I remember, like I said, I think it was a Newcastle game where that wasn't on Sky or BT Sports either, and we spent most of the watch on trying to find the game. Imagine that, but then with us losing 3-1. Pain. Win Barca, it will be a huge confidence boost. Losing it will reflect that we need to buy more players in the market. Well, look, we need to buy more players in the market. I mean, I don't see how anyone can think we don't need to sign still. This isn't a completed squad. Ideally we need players in January, but whether or not we'll get that, I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched the game. I watched the highlights on Sky Sports and on BT Sport. Just on Sky Sports, sorry, which didn't really show much. So I couldn't gauge anything. At some point, I need to find like the extended highlights or something to have a proper look. But I saw a lot of people, were complaining about the midfield and how Eriksen and Donny van der Beek were poor, which isn't ideal. Donny van der Beek, his future at Manchester United is certainly on the line, and he needs to step it up sooner rather than later. But look, if you guys, and before we get into the draw, as they're going through all the clubs again on BT Sports here, if you could hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already, that would be greatly appreciated. And please do share the stream. And it helps to grow the community. Get this ticker moving with the subscribe button. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Where's my headphones? Here they are. Let me plug these in. Then I can hear what's going on. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I've just knocked my mic over. This is all going pear-shaped. There we go. We don't care. Just do the draw. Now, I don't know if this is a worry for... Oh, it is. So, this year... So, obviously, as is the case with the Champions League, in this round, teams from the same nation cannot play each other. So, AS Roma and Juventus can't play each other. Ajax and PSV cannot play each other. Bayer Leverkusen and Union Berlin cannot play each other. All of this essentially means our chances of playing certain teams are higher than others, because some teams can't play each other, if that makes sense. So instead of it being, to make the maths easier, instead of it being a 50-50 chance that we get any of these teams, instead, well, yeah, 50-50 team across the board, because it should, like, technically we shouldn't have a higher chance of getting one team over the other, because Ajax physically can't get PSV. That means their chances of getting someone else is higher, meaning ours is as well. It's the same way as, I think it was Liverpool. They had a 40% chance of getting like Bayern Munich in this draw, because they can play so many different teams and what have you. Football aside, elections in Malaysia is coming soon. Way more interesting than United at the moment. I mean, I don't know anything about the Malaysian electoral process. Can you vote? I tell you what, I get why they do it. But, like, do UEFA think anyone cares about hearing what Zoltan Gira has to say about his career? We are here to watch you. If it's Zoltan, brilliant. To see him put his hand in a pot and go, Manchester United. That's all we're here for. Come on, just get the draw going, lad. Zoltan, I don't care. I mean, that's UEFA. Is politics fucking corrupt? I mean, who do we actually think are going to win the Europa League while we wait? Oh, we're starting! Oh, brilliant. What the fuck is going on? We want, but oh no, I get it. Don't worry. Basically, they've got like 8 different pots for all the Europa League teams. They're all in their separate pot. So the Champions League team will be drawn out first. They'll untwist it, say who it is. So let's say it's Juventus. Then everyone but AS Roma can play Juventus. So a ball from every Europa League's pot, apart from for Roma's, will be put into a second pot, and then we go. So that's how it works. So so again, to go through the teams, the Champions League clubs that have come down to Europa League are Ajax, Bayer Leverkusen, Barcelona, Sporting, Lisbon, FC Salzburg, FC Shakhtar Donetsk, Sevilla, and somebody else. Sevilla. Did I say Sevilla? Salzburg? Someone. Right, so the first team. Barcelona is out first. Who will Barcelona get? Is it? It is, isn't it? For fuck's sake. Barcelona versus Manchester United. That is not ideal. What on earth? This ain't fair, man. This ain't fair. You can see his hand hold on to one ball and he continues to roll on. Corruption. Juventus is out next. And they'll face FC Nantes. This shit, man. This is not okay. Corruption at its finest, lads. Corruption at its finest. I'll tell you what, though. It's a nice chance to get one over Frankie de Jong, isn't it? It's a nice chance to get one over Frankie de Jong. Look, we've already got we've already got the most exciting game. I tell you what, actually, obviously the Champions League group draw was earlier. Is that Sporting? It is. So Sporting is next out. Right. Right, so in the Champions League, the games are Leipzig City, Club Brugge Benfica, Liverpool Real Madrid, Milan Tottenham, Frankfurt Napoli, Dortmund Chelsea, Inter Porto, Paris Bayern. Liverpool Madrid, Paris Bayern Munich aside, Barcelona Man United is bigger than all of those games. Midtjylland is against Sporting Lisbon. Of course they are. What a shit game. What a shit game. This is a piss take, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a piss take. Shakhtar Donetsk is out next. So they will face either PSV, Stade Rennes, Roma, Union Berlin, or Monaco. So they've got anyone, essentially. They can play whoever they want. And they've got Stade Rennes. They've got Stade Rennes. Man. Why did we have to get Barcelona? If we can beat Barcelona, we should win it. If we don't win it, if we beat Barcelona, we're a disgrace, by the way. Like, I'll put that out there right now. I love corruption. Bloody hell. So Ajax. And they will face Union Berlin. Ajax take on FC Union Berlin in Game 5 of this Europa League draw. If you guys are enjoying this stream and the draw, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. If the subscribe button is red down below, make sure you hit it. Bayer Leverkusen is out next. And they will face Monaco. So Roma and PSV are the two next Europa League clubs being pulled out. Not Monaco, sorry. Union Berlin, have they been pulled out? Yeah. You guys haven't been pulled out. So Salzburg, Roma, Sevilla, and somebody else. I'm being stupid. So Sevilla is next out. And they take on PSV. Which means who was the last team that dropped down from the Champions League? Salzburg will take on AS Roma. So that is the completed Europa League draw. That is, what a draw. What a draw. We've got some really good games. We've got some really good games in this Europa League. Some of these are better than the Champions League ones. Particularly Barcelona versus Manchester United. How that is a Europa League game, I will never know. But yeah, to go through them. So Barcelona take on Manchester United. Juventus take on FC Nantes. Sporting CP take on FC Midtjylland. FC Shakhtar Donetsk take on Stade Rennes. AFC Ajax take on FC Union Berlin. Bayern Leverkusen take on AS Monaco. Sevilla take on PSV Eindhoven. Red Bull Salzburg take on AS Roma. Once we realistic, we lose and then we lose. Focus on top 4 is easier this season. I don't know what to say about this draw. Rigged. It's inevitable. At least Ronaldo back to the new camp. To be fair, it's quite balanced. Ronaldo might not even be going back to the new camp. there's no guarantees Ronaldo will still be here after January. All right, in a bit, NG, mate. Nice to catch up with you too, lad. It's a pretty good draw for the neutrals. I mean, I don't think there's many clear winners. Barcelona and Man United certainly ain't. If Juventus can get anywhere near the level they should be playing, then they will obviously win that game. Sporting CP will beat Midtjylland, I have no doubt about that. Shakhtar Stade Rennes, I think, will be a close game. Ajax Union Berlin, Ajax will win that game, I believe. Although, I don't know how well Union Berlin are getting on in the Bundesliga now. At one point, they were first. They are third, and they've just lost 5-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. They're still in it. They're only 2 points off Bayern Munich, who are top. So, Union Berlin are a good side, but I think Ajax will win that game. Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco. Again, I'm not quite sure how good AF Monaco are. They're 5th in the league, and they're not great. Although Leverkusen are down in 14th. So they're not great either. So that looks like it's going to be a close game. Sevilla, PSV. I think that would be a very good game. Very close game as well. I think PSV are a very good side. And look, they beat Ajax this season. They really took it to Arsenal. What Ruud van Nistelrooy is doing at PSV has been great. And Red Bull Salzburg versus Roma. Salzburg always seem to be a fairly difficult opponent. So I think that will be a good game as well. Although I do believe AS Roma will take the W in that game. But I do think it will be close. So all in all, I think it's a good draw. I'm happy with this draw. Preferably, obviously, Man United wouldn't have such difficult opponents, but it is what it is. We have to move. I will take what we've got. To be fair, I would, in a sense, I'd rather have Barcelona than I would rather a Bayer Leverkusen, for example, or a Sevilla, because those are going to be hard games equally. But at least with Barcelona, it's a top team and it's meant to kind of be a hard game, and we expect it to be really close. With Bayer Leverkusen, it's like, oh yeah, it's Bayer Leverkusen. There's not much excitement or, I guess, pizzazz as playing a Barcelona, and then a struggling or it being a difficult game is a bit more boring, isn't it? If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me in my head. But look, that is going to be it from me today. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below. That's not what I want. Is it that one? There we go. Please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you are watching this as a video, please do get involved in the comments section below and let me know your favourite draw and what draw you're most looking forward to. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. In a bit. Peace.